Hey y'all, thank you so much for coming out here. I know that it was short notice and a lot of people don't really know exactly what's happening with the plant yet, so I just want to give a little bit of brief information. This coal plant here is currently poisoning the communities that live underneath it, and since it hasn't been making any money, the shareholders of Upstate New York Power Producers have decided that instead of shutting it down, they want to turn it into a facility that will carry fracked gas to power our homes in Ithaca and the surrounding areas. And we're here today to say that we do not accept gas that's coming from the poisoning of communities and families in Pennsylvania and other parts of Appalachia. So this smokestack that you see behind me is emitting several different carcinogens, and this particular facility has been in violation of the EPA's Clean Air and Clean Water Act. It's been in violation of the Clean Air Act 3 out of the past 12 quarters and 10 out of the past 12 quarters. So this facility is extremely problematic as it is, and why should we trust Upstate New York Power Producers to now host a fracked gas facility in our communities? I have a little something that I prepared. I just wanted to make sure that everyone knows why exactly we're here and that we're protesting for the permanent retirement of this facility, not just to keep the fracked gas out, but to get this dirty coal out of here too. That's not how we want to power our communities. So my name is Kat Stevens. I did grow up here in the Finger Lakes region on the shores of Cayuga Lake, on Seneca Lake, the Skinny Atlas, Owasco, and Atisco Lakes. That's where I swam as a child, and that's where I went canoeing and laughed and played and really learned and grew up a lot. And now as an adult, I realized that these lakes, they don't belong to us. We belong to the lakes. They've nurtured us and they've provided a lush environment, everything that's needed to support our lives here. And we are very privileged to live here amongst these lakes in one of the more protected bioregions of the world. Across the globe, people are rising up to defend their families, their communities, and the land that has given them life. Here, we have it easy because we have so many more privileges, it makes it easier to fight. We must use these privileges we have to join together and raise our own voices and our own fists to say that not only will we stand up today against the repowering of this plant to toxic fracked gas, but we will no longer sleep silently while families across the world struggle to survive in the shadow of multinational corporations hell-bent on stripping the earth raw. We must realize that when we fight to permanently retire this facility and shut it down, we fight for our friends and families and neighbors in Pennsylvania who live each day in fear and their water poisoned, their children sick, and their farms scarred with frack wells. When we gather here to protest this plant, we are also saying that our neighbors, friends, and families in West Virginia should not wake up to the sounds of explosions down in the hollers, the sound of corporations blowing up entire mountains. That's where this coal comes from, mountaintop removal in Appalachia. It's shipped in here every day via those cars down there. Sorry, I lost my spot, but I really want people to make the connections between what's happening to our friends and neighbors in other places. So not only are we saying no to the fracking of communities in Pennsylvania and mountaintop removal in West Virginia and other places, but we're also saying that we hear the cries of the babies in the east end of Houston, where the largest industrial complex in the world sits, emitting cancer over the neighborhoods of my friends, a destination for the most dangerous pipeline in the world, the Keystone XL, which will carry the most toxic form of all of energy, tar sands. Imagine living in a community that's surrounded not by just one refinery like this, but dozens and dozens and dozens of refineries poisoning your children every day. That's what they're living with in Houston. We are here to raise our voices not just against the repowering of this plant to toxic frack gas, but against all dangerous and exploitative extreme extraction practices. We belong to these lakes and we have the duty to protect them. We have the duty to rise up and say, no, we won't let a few men in fancy suits at Upstate New York Power Producers tell us that we're going to power our homes with toxic frack gas that poisons our friends, families, and neighborhoods in Pennsylvania when it's violently removed from the layers of shale. where it belongs, as nature intended it to stay, underground. We demand alternative solutions of power to be examined. We demand a just transition for the people of Lansing, which means non-industrial, local, renewable energy, and fair-paying permanent jobs that don't support the fossil fuel industry. I've walked on a mountaintop removal site. I've seen the hollers shake. I've seen the children dying in Houston, watched as corporations dig up the earth and clear-cut the trees to put their dirty pipelines in the ground. I've smelled the gas, the proprietary chemicals. I've held my friends as their eyes welled up with tears and they watched their homes be destroyed. But they haven't given up, and we can't either. I'm here in solidarity with all of my friends who get up each day to fight, to live. I'm here in solidarity with all those worldwide resisting dangerous and exploitative extraction practices. I'm here to honor and respect the indigenous peoples whose land we live on by saying that we will rise up and honor native treaties. We will take the responsibility to protect this land seriously, and we will not allow the increase in fracking-related infrastructure in the beautiful Finger Lakes region. That means no pipelines through farmland in Cortland and Dryden. No energy on Seneca Lake. No fracked gas power plant on Cayuga Lake. I'm here to stand by your side to empower you all the way that you empower me, to say that we will fight. It's our duty, and we will protect these lakes. We will protect the southern tier. We won't give them not 1 inch. We are fearless. We will fight and we will win.
The frack attack, you gotta beat back the frack attack. Beat back the frack attack, you gotta beat back the frack attack. You gotta beat back the frack attack, you gotta beat back that frack attack. You gotta beat back the frack attack.
We gotta beat back that frack attack.
Okay. Working? Okay.